timer? That hasn't started yet. Oh, there we go. So when I was growing up, I was really religious. I was surrounded by religion my whole life. And I really thought that the Word of God was the only thing for me, that there was nothing else greater than that. And then I started to get older, and I was able to develop my own opinion. And I started looking into other things, like science or other religions, and started to question my own beliefs. So when I did this, and I started looking at things like science, or other religions too, I looked at things that were similar and different, and whether they could really exist in the same world. And then I started to really look more into science and about what it taught me. And I've had this curiosity in my mind since 6th grade, whether science and religion could coexist in the same world. And this TED Talk allowed me to look more into that for a better reason. So throughout doing the research process and such, I was able to read a lot of different articles and a book. And one of the favorite things that I read was Facts versus Faith, Why Science and Religion Are Incompatible by Jerry A. Coyne. I liked it because he took a different approach from the other articles that I read. The other articles that I read, they tried to explain religion through science, trying to combine the two, but he took a different approach. He said that you must really choose between the two, that you can't have both religion and science. They don't work together. He gave 2 reasons for this. One was you can't explain religion through science, so you can't say that the sun heats the earth, but God causes the sun to heat the earth. And the second reason was they try to explain the world and really the universe in 2 different views. That science is more factual based, while religion is more beliefs and such. And he also brings in real world problems such as global warming and other things. And he actually told the story of a girl, and I like this story because it kind of, in a different way, puts science and religion at conflict. So the girl became very sick, and they went to the doctor, and the doctor said, you need to get her medical help. She needs it. She would be able to live with it, but without it, there's a good chance she would die. Well, her parents were fairly religious and thought that by simply praying, basically hoping God would heal her, she ended up dying sometime after because she didn't have the medical treatment she needed. And he argues that this is a good example of them not being able to coexist, because religious ideas versus science that really could have helped her, that's kind of them two at conflict, and that's just not them really working together in the way that people want. But he also did surveys, and he questioned everyday people. He didn't go specifically to pastors, to people who studied science for their life, whatever they studied. He went to regular people on the street and got their opinions. And I did something of the same. So my first question, and that I chose to show you, was, do you think science and religion contradict each other? And this was just kind of going straight in, and it was kind of like along the lines of what we were trying to answer today. So 45.8% said no, 29.2% said yes, and 25% said maybe. And the other question I asked was, do you think there's a possibility where science and religion could work together in certain areas in today's modern world, with meaning since we have such great advancements in science and there hasn't been much advancement in religion, do you think those two could work together? So 58.3% said yes, 29.2% said depends, and 12.5% said no. And after getting these answers to the questions back, and after doing this whole survey thing, I started to really realize that this question couldn't really be answered without opinion, so that allowed me to answer it for myself. So before you leave today, or maybe later on, kind of think of the question for yourself, kind of your own, trying to find your own way to view it in your opinion, because I can't force my opinion on you, and it's really your ideas that'll help you answer this question. Thank you.